Welcome to Business Success Tips, where you learn to make more money in less time and hopefully have a lot more fun. I'm your host, Paul Sanneman. I'm founder of Contractor Staffing Source, where contractors build great teams. My guest today is Jen McKee from Hart Marketing. So, Jen, what is it you do?
Hi, I'm Jen McKee. I own Hart Marketing. We specialize in social media for home service companies. So we only do social, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We do the non-paid stuff. So the day-to-day, keeping you in the news feed, making sure that your content shows up and people see it and like, comment, share, save, click. And we also do the paid stuff. So the paid stuff is where you run ads either to boost that visibility or to bring in more leads.
So there's a lot of mixed messages, no pun intended, in this whole thing, right? I mean, some people, say, well, I've got a lot of clicks, but I haven't got any business. How do you evaluate what social media you should use and if it's working or not?
Well, that first thing that you said, I got a lot of clicks, but I don't know what I got it from. That's typically people who have not set up ads correctly for what they actually want out of them, from my experience. So sometimes if you post something on Facebook or Instagram, it'll say, do you want to put $17 under this and we'll show it to 11,000 more people? And when you do that, it's a really low value ad. It doesn't, you didn't really give Facebook clear objective as to what you wanted. So you just said, yes, I want 11,000 more people to see this, but you weren't super clear about who those people were or what you actually wanted them to do. And so a lot of times people will set up their ads incorrectly, and that's why they're not getting anything out of it. So that's that first part of it. There's two sides to social media. So like I mentioned, there's the unpaid side, which is your organic side. The goal of that is to be top of mind, to create content that shows up in the newsfeed so that people actually see you. So the reason I keep saying that is because sometimes marketing companies will agree to post on your social for you, but they're basically either sharing just like your blog post, or they're creating a templatized stock image that has your logo on it and putting that up, or they're just using an automation to post your Google reviews. None of those things are really social media. Like they're not engaging. People don't care about them. They don't say anything about who you are or why somebody would be interested in who you are. If you look at social media from the place of like what type of content you engage with and what you see on your feed when you're scrolling on your phone, you want to translate that into your business. So we see pictures of people right now at a bunch of holiday stuff. So they're at their holiday parties, or they're at the holiday thing downtown, or they're at their kids' holiday party. So sharing your office decorated for the holidays and the holiday party that you had for your office and the awards that you gave out to your team for Q4, and the jobs that you guys are going on, and like behind the scenes stuff, photo dumps, like not super edited things, but that's how your organic stays top of mind, gets into the newsfeed, and actually becomes an asset for you, so that people do remember you and they do engage with your content and they are interested in who you are and they want to do business with you because they like you. So that's the organic side of it. And then the paid side, you have to set ads up that have a clear objective as to what you want them to do. And if that's to bring in leads, then you set your ads up to bring in leads, and you have a great system in place internally to reach out to those leads immediately, continue to reach out to them, keep them in your marketing funnel. And when you do get to those leads, convert them into jobs.
So how do you work at geography? Because let's say I'm in, I don't know, some suburb of Kansas City or whatever. Most contractors have a fairly small geography, right? Really, compared to the planet. So how do you get social media to be geographically centered?
So social media has SEO, just like other parts of the internet. A lot of social media content is indexed by Google, and LLMs and AI is pulling social media sources for its information. So using your geographic locations in your content, calling it out in your pictures and videos. So creating content, and that's why stock images don't work, because they say nothing about where you're at or who you are. And so it's not going to be perfect with organic social. You can geotag in most organic posts, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can geotag cities, you can geotag locations, you can use hashtags for those locations, and you can call them out in your captions. With ads, you can target people who have lived or recently visited certain zip codes, certain addresses, certain cities. So there is some geo-targeting ability. But really, that's why creating personalized content is so important, because if you are at the local holiday parade and you're posting about that local holiday parade, then you're clearly in that area and going to be talking to and about people who are in that area.
So how do you make sure that where the people are watching on social media that they're in your geographic area? Is there any way to tell whether it's working or not?
You can tell in your analytics. So for us, one thing we really want to stay away from is like buying followers. Some people are really hyper fixated on how many followers they have, and so they think that the move would be like more followers are better, and it's actually like more engaged followers are better than anything else. So you can look at your analytics and see what cities that most of your followers are in. So that's one way of being able to tell. But there is a big difference, and I know I keep talking about organic versus paid. So the organic targeting is a little bit it's a little bit more fluent, and there's not some, you can't be as specific organically as you can when you're doing paid advertising. When you're paying the platforms, you can actually target specific zip codes and addresses even.
I know I did a couple things, and I had I had 80,000 people watch something, or 90, 100 or something, and it was irrelevant. Like 100,000 people watch YouTube Shorts, but nobody calls you what's the difference, right? Doesn't do
So
anything.
if you have some piece of content like that does really well, your next best bet is to shape it into an ad and use targeted ads to get it in front of the right people. So that's just a really great way of saying, like, this was an engaging, good piece of content. And so can you shift the messaging? Can you add something to the video screen or the caption and turn it into a call to action ad, and then target the audience that you're trying to get in front of?
So, what should one have as a social media budget? Because everybody's, like, let's say you have, I'm going to pick a $3 million plumbing company or whatever, right? Does all the service. So, and you've got to go between SEO, whatever they call SEO. They changed the name recently to something else because I forgot it was. And then social media versus wrapping your trucks versus, how do you know where to spend your money?
I mean, you set a marketing budget at the beginning of your year based on what your goals are and what you currently are doing. Social media is so for us to work with people. So 𝗀𝗄 Marketing is a full service social media agency. So we do done for you social media for most of our clients. It's hard for us to work with anybody who's doing less than 3 million because of the investment it takes to work with us. So it's not always a direct ROI investment. It is more like wrapping your trucks or spending, or like for us investing in EOS, like something that overall is going to elevate your entire brand, and it's going to help bring your overall marketing costs down because you'll have so much more of an organic presence. You'll be able to attract better recruits. You'll be able to, over time, snowball this amount of visibility into it's something that's immeasurable. And so you have to be at a place where you can invest in that in order to invest in social media at what we do. So the other thing about it is that everybody needs to be doing something on social media at this point. And And really it should be both your business and your personal brand that's getting attention. So like who's in charge of it? Somebody has to be in charge of it. It's either your time and your energy learning it and executing it, or somebody on your team that you are compensating for taking care of this part of your business, or an outside company like ours. But ignoring your social media, it's going to impact your overall visibility, opportunities, who you are in the market. And if someone, even if you have nothing on there, if somebody goes and now they're researching you, so they found you, they want to know more about you, they go to your social media and you're completely inactive, why, like now you look like you don't even exist. And so, or you don't have a social media and then you really look like you don't exist. So,
well, what are the different kinds of social media? There's Instagram, there's Reels, there's TikTok. How do each of those work, and how do you become present on them? Just sort of go through the different social media and how you get found.
So Facebook is the biggest social media platform. It has the most users on it. Twitter did. And the thing about Facebook and Twitter is that they are the oldest social media platforms that exist. So that means everybody has one. But what that also means is that it's a lot harder to be found in your content. Twitter went the direction of selling, changing its name. It's become a little bit confusing to people. For us, it's not a high priority platform. Facebook is a high priority platform. Almost everybody, especially at the homeowner age and the age that home service companies and contractors want to be targeting, are on Facebook. So Facebook is really important for existing, both static content and video content, and also running ads. So there's a huge benefit to being on Facebook. Plus Facebook has groups. So being in groups, doing some social listening, paying attention to when people are asking questions. Facebook is super impactful. Instagram is Facebook's sister. So they are both under the Meta umbrella. Instagram has a lot of the same features, and it has a lot of cross-posting features, so it makes it easy to put content on both platforms. Instagram's being indexed by Google right now, and what that means is that if people search plumber in Anaheim, a lot of Instagram posts are coming up. So they're pulling SEO data from your captions, from your Instagram bios, and ranking you with that stuff, with your videos, with your reels on Google. So I'm seeing it hugely with Instagram in the last 3 to 6 months. It's really blown up. So that's where Instagram can be super important. And plus, like I said, Instagram and Facebook are siblings. And so when you run ads on Facebook, they go on Instagram as well. They also go on Threads. We also don't highly prioritize Threads right now. TikTok is really great because it has a different kind of algorithm. It has a interest-based algorithm rather than a social friendship, like who you know algorithm. So that means that people see content about things that they're interested in. So if you can create content that's interesting to the homeowners in your area, that's how you can get attention without
So like how to
having a ton
hire a
of
plumber, how to hire a remodeler, mistakes people making, those kind of things on
Yeah, and
TikTok.
even just like relatable things about your town, anything where you're using that, talking about your city, talking about the homeowners in your city, anything that could be of interest to them, it can be really great on TikTok because people are seeing what they're interested in. And then you can also run ads on TikTok as well. So TikTok has a lot of it has so much less content than Facebook and Instagram. It has a lot of discoverability that's not available on Facebook and Instagram. So you can reach new people every time that you're posting on there. You don't have to have any followers, and you can still get in front of people.
So how do you create content for TikTok? Is that Reels cut down, or how does that work?
So TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts are all similar content in that they're the vertical 9:16 short form video. So typically anywhere from like 7 seconds to 60 seconds. They could be longer if you're really good at keeping people's attention, but that short form video. what's great about that is that if you're creating a video for TikTok, why not put it on all the platforms and get that extra visibility on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube? So we do a lot of like reposting content onto all the platforms just to get the most visibility possible.
Is there an optimum length for a TikTok video?
I mean, you want people to watch a high percentage of it. So it really depends on what the video is. If it's something that can be a 7-second option and you can get people to watch 80% of that video, which is only 5 seconds, but it sounds not like a lot, but it is a lot, then that's going to perform really well. Versus if you have a 1-minute video and people are only like they're leaving after the first 3 seconds, that's a much lower value. So if you can keep people's attention longer, you can make it longer. YouTube Shorts is only up to 60 seconds. And I think for Facebook Reels, it's only 90 seconds. They change those timings sometimes. So thinking about like where else you're going to put it has something to do with it. But mostly it's like, how long can you keep somebody's attention?
And so TikTok isn't just for teenagers, adults, buyers use TikTok, right? What's the demographics for TikTok?
In 2020, during COVID, that's when a lot of the millennial age shifted to TikTok. They saw one of the fastest growths that any social platform has ever had in a 5-month period. And so that's when the user demographic really started to shift. So we're far past the early adopter stage on TikTok. There's all demographics on TikTok. Both genders are represented pretty equally on TikTok. So there's well, like I mentioned, Facebook, like everybody is on Facebook. So there's always value to that. TikTok has pulled a lot of attention over the last couple years.
So, Jen, if people want to get in touch with you and find out, is my social media working? Is there something you have a diagnosis or some way of doing an interview with the company and find out if it's a good fit for you or not?
Yeah, I always love to see what people are doing. And so we have it. If you go to our website, 𝗬hartmarketing.com, which is 𝗬𝗂𝗎𝗎, you can book a call with us and we'll go over what your content looks like and what you could do differently. I'm always happy to do audits. You can also connect with me on any of the social platforms. So I'm on all of them. Facebook, I'm super active on, which is
Well,
just
you
Jen's.
have to be. That's your job, right?
Yeah. But I'm also on Instagram, TikTok. 𝗬Hart Marketing is on all the platforms. So lots of places to find us and connect.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. Well, I think, and one last question, how is AI affecting social media? Maybe that's a giant question, but can you give me like a, 1-minute answer?
I think that AI is affecting search a lot. And so and the way that people are searching, and it hasn't fully fluffed out into what it's going to look like. But social media has a lot of signals that impact search. And like I said, with Instagram being indexed, it's just really important to be paying attention to that. The other part of that is that the barrier to entry for content becomes lower, meaning it's so much easier to generate captions, videos, pictures of things that without you actually having to do it. That authentic content is going to be so much more valuable. So getting in the habit now of being real and authentic in your content, rather than spending too much time trying to figure out how to get AI to just do it for you, is what people are going to crave in the future when there's what they call like AI, man, I just lost it, but it's like AI garbage, like AI trash, where it's just a whole bunch of AI generated stuff and all the AI is generating off of itself. And there's no new thoughts and real ideas and messed up words and not so great pictures. So like people really want to connect with people. So using AI as a tool and a resource and a way for us to work more efficiently and more consistently, but not solely relying on it to do all of your content, because social content is how we connect with people.
Cool. So, Jan, if people want to get in touch with you, just go to your website and set up an appointment with you about what you do.
Yeah. Like I said, 𝗬hartmarketing.com, which is 𝗬𝗂𝗎𝗎, or you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, any of the platforms.
Cool. Well, thanks for being here. This is obviously a subject everybody needs to learn more about, and especially contractors don't know a lot about. So I think your expertise is really valuable because most contractors don't have the clue that I have, right?
Thank
It's
you.
not something they're really good at. Always hire somebody there. So thank you. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it too.